Hello, welcome back. In my last video, I spoke about this data-driven test case creation. It was part two, basically, where we created a methods in respective pages for filling up the vehicle data and insurance data. And at the same time, we did created a common method for radio button and drop downs because they are going to be very much common for my other fields as well, and we did reuse them. Okay, so in this specific third part of this data driven series, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to, okay, again the same thing we are going to work on, but a common method for we are going to create it for checkboxes. Okay, so let's see. So if you remember last time we did created where I was fill vehicle data is completed, basically where we have created one common method for filling up all vehicle data. For now we did hard coded the data, and I did clicked on next button. Going forward, maybe next to next video we are going to parameterize this via hash map. Okay, second page is fill product data, sorry, fill insurance data. Fill insurance data, we did uh, filled the data except check boxes and upload a picture. Okay, so these two things are pending from enter insurance data. Right, now let us talk about how can we select check boxes out of these particular hobbies. Okay, so do you think this particular select gender method can work into hobbies? It will not, because in gender is basically a radio buttons. In case of radio buttons, we are going to select one value at a time, right? I cannot select male and female together. But in case of checkboxes, we are going to select multiple values. For example, speeding, bungee jumping, cliff diving, or whatever, right? So we are going to select multiple values at a time, right? So if you see the common method, what we created for handling radio button is something like this, where we ask for the list of web element and where we ask for the value to be selected. So this value to be selected can be either male or female, right? It can be only one value at a time, but in case of checkboxes it is going to be multiple values, right? So what I'll do is now I will copy paste the same method. Okay, and I'll simply modify it for checkboxes. Let me rename it as select checkboxes. Select checkboxes. Okay, so the first thing should be there, that is list of web element. Yes, definitely, because they are multiple, that should be the list of web element which I'm going to pass. And the second thing, here it is not going to be a single value, right? It is always going to be more than one values, right? So now how can we get more than one value, more than one string value? Okay, so I have two options. I can either get them in the form of array, right? Or I can get could be in the list, right? So for now, let me try putting into the list. Let's see. I will get the value in the format of list. Okay, so I'll say check. Okay, list of type check. Okay, so now what I'm assuming is first thing is I have list of web element that I'm getting. Okay, for so if you go to fill, which page is this, insurance data. Okay, so if you go to fill insurance data page, you already see, right? So for hobbies, we did created one list of web element. Okay, if you remember from one of the videos, we created this. So we are going to pass this list of web element, and that's our first parameter, list of web element, first parameter. In the second parameter, we earlier we were taking only one value because that was radio button. In checkboxes we will be taking multiple values. For example, I would be selecting, let's say, speeding and skydiving, or I may be selecting all five, or I may be selecting only other, could be any possibilities, right? So that's the reason I have just selected it as a string. Okay, and check. Okay, now let me simply uh, start it from scratch. Okay, now uh, again now here I think we would be needing two iteration, but let's see how it goes. Okay, because we have two things, right? We have first web element and second we have checkboxes. We have two iteration two two lists basically where we need to apply the iterator. Let us start putting first iterator on web element. Okay, so I will put it on web element. So I will quickly modify this element to check to element because I want to iterate it on web element. And let me check its type of string to web element. Yeah, it should be web element, and I'll say element, let's say ele. Okay, so now what I will do is uh, I will check one by one. If uh, let's say first time I'll get the first web element, right? So first time I'll get speeding, so I'll say speeding. If it is speeding, so like currently I have in element I have speeding, right? So currently in element I have speeding, right? So what I'll do, I'll say ele dot get text, right? So this ele dot get text, in the first run it will give me a speeding, right? So I'll say if ele dot get text is is, or what's the method, equals ignore case. If it is equals ignore case some value, right? So I should pass some value, I should check it against speeding, right? Or could be anything, right? So I should check it against some value. If it is equal to speeding, then click on speeding, right? So yeah, so let's see. So now what I'll do is element we are done. I will put one more for loop, or what I'll do is I will have two for loops. Now one is inner for loop and outer for loop, right? So let me put one more for loop for string check. Okay, so let's say this is str, and I will put this outer for loop inside inner for loop, right? So what I'll do is I'll put this check, sorry, this str, because this str is going to be actual value, and that's it. If it is equal, so I should be putting if statement, right? So let me put if statement. If it is equal, then do ele dot click. That's it, pretty simple. Okay, now what will happen, I'll tell you. Okay, so let's say in this check we have two values. Okay, for now assume we have two values. First one is speeding and second one is other. Okay, so now let's say when I say iterate it, okay, over two values. So two values, so first value is speeding. So what will happen is, so it will come to the inner for loop. Current value in the string is speeding. Okay, now in this particular element I have five elements. Okay, in the first element it is speeding. Okay, so in the first element itself the match is found, right? So this particular match is found, so it will click on element, and then I should break this outer for loop, sorry, inner for loop, so that it will jump back again to the outer for loop. Great. Now second thing, uh, what I have is other, right? So in this str now I have value called as other. Now it will come to this inner for loop. In the inner for loop, what is first element, speeding? Is it matching? It will check in this if, right? Is it matching? No, it is not. So it will go to second iteration. In second iteration it is bungee jumping. Okay, it is matching. No. So likewise finally it will come to other and it will click on other, right? So this mechanism should work. Okay, so we will test it. Maybe in our next video we should be able to test it. So let's see, but this should work. Otherwise we can debug and we'll see what is the issue. So what I'll do is, this method is for selecting checkboxes. So what we are doing is we are getting the values to be checked in the format of list, right? We may get it in the format of string. So let's see, in our actual test cases, if we want to change it, we can change it. Okay, now where we want this to be used in insurance data page. So I'll go to insurance data page, and under insurance data page here I'll say cm dot, because that is present in common method, right? So I'll say select checkboxes. Okay, checkboxes web element is chk hobbies, which is present on the top. And now where is the list of items which you want to select? Okay, so if I go to my Excel, okay, test data sheet, in my test data sheet I am going to get the data in this specific format, in this specific format. Okay, so it is going to be comma separated values, right? Or could be semicolon separated values, depends on how we are going to pass it. In my case, I simply mentioned it as a comma separated values, right? So for example, if I pass this as a string, okay, because see, we are getting comma separated value, right? Could be one or more than one, right? So let's say if I'm simply passing some data like this, let's say speeding, comma auto, right? If I pass some data like this, right? So in my actual method, what I need to do is I need to split this data based on uh, this separator basically, which is comma in my case, right? So where is the method is checkboxes, right? So what I'll do is instead of accepting it as a list, because I'm getting it as a string, I'll say string get some data, right? So let's say string checks, okay. And now in this checkbox says we need to split basically, right? Because what I'm assuming is I'm getting some data like this, speeding comma other, or could be anything, all five values separated by comma, or it could be only one value speeding, should be fine. So what I'll do is I will use one method on checks which is split, okay. So this under split method I will specify which is my separator. So in my case separator is comma, right? So this split method will return me a string array, and that's fantastic. So now what we'll do is we'll return give me a minute, checks array, checks array is equal to this, okay, great. And now what I'll do is instead of list, right, I will simply iterate it over checks array, and that is all, that is the further things are going to be same, because iterating on list or iterating on array or iterating on any collection is going to be same format is going to be, right? So what I did is instead of check, which was earlier list, I simply made it as a checks array which is of type string array. So I hope this should be clear to you. What I did is I'm expecting more than one values, or could be one value, even if it is one value it should work. So my value is going to be comma separated, that's how I have written it. In your case, if you are using some other separator like hyphen, underscore, or semicolon, or pipe, or could be anything, okay, you can give that respective separator, so that whatever data is there into this check string, it will get splitted based on this comma, and it will be stored in the form of array. So in the first position in the array it is speeding, in the second position of array it is other. So accordingly this is going to be work, okay. So let's see, as I said again, in debugging we'll see how it works. So let me go to insurance data page, and speeding comma other, yeah, perfect, this should work. Okay, so this upload the picture, I think this is something I will skip it for now. I will cover this part into the other framework which I'm going to talk, okay. So but yeah, but definitely it is there. Okay, so insurance data page I'm done, because other thing I already wrote, and I have created the method for next button as well. Here it is, great. And on the next page what we have is enter product data, start date. I think I did created it already. Start date, select drop down insurance sum, select drop down damage insurance. So only this optional product selection is remaining, which is a checkboxes, right? So I'll say cm dot select checkboxes, and this is optional product, and what and all options you want to check. Let's say I want to select only one option called as euro protection, euro protection, that's it. And I have created a method called as next, right? So that's pretty much okay. So we did, let's say for now we are done, right? For now we want only these three pages, and now we will test, okay, these three pages are working or not. On the fourth page and fifth page we will get in our next video, once we fill all this data, okay. So let's try out this, right? So now just to test out, what I'll do is in source test java, under this particular, under end-to-end test, I will create one test case, okay. So let's say insurance calculate, okay. I'll remove this low motor because it is going to be for calculation for all motors, right? And okay, so this is going to be my test case, let's see. Okay, so what is the first step? So if I go to the test base, the before method will work. Sorry, yeah, before method will work. In before method, what I'm doing, launching the browser, working great. Second thing, I'm creating the page objects, right? I'm initializing the page objects, right? So the similar thing I need to do for other pages as well. Currently I did created it only for enter vehicle data page objects, right? And I just assigned value over here, but where I have initialized them into object repos, right? Because I just created them as static. So let me create couple of more. Public static enter, let's say this static enter insurance data page object. So I'll say ins data, and public static enter product data page object. So I'll say pr data. I'll say prod data. Okay, and now where I'm going to initialize them, I'm going to initialize them into my test base. So why I am initializing them into test base? Because here my driver will get assigned to the value, right? The question, like why I'm not assigning here itself, because if I'm declaring them as a static, and static is the very first thing which get memory, right? So before it creates any object, it will get space into the memory. That means it will get initialized. Okay, but all these methods are needing driver. If you go to any of the method, if you see the constructor, this constructor need the drivers, right? And at the very beginning level, my driver is null, so it will not work, right? So when you will get value to this driver, you will get value to the driver after you call this launch browser and navigate method. Now I have some value to the driver, and that's the reason after launching the browser I am initializing this particular stuff. Okay, so next is ins data is equal to new insurance data, and next one is prod data is equal to new enter prod data. Okay, so I'm done. Object creation is done. Great. uh, First thing, so let me go to my actual test case. Okay, so here, so what is my first step? Navigation will be done, right? Homepage opening and all will done. So first I should click on homepage, right? So I'll say homepage dot click on motorcycle link. Great, first step is done. Second step is vehicle data. So I'll say vehicle data object dot enter uh, vehicle data. That's it. How we are going to pass the data, that we'll see in the next video. Next is insurance data. So I'll say ins data dot what's the method name, enter insurance data. Great. Now fourth one is prod data dot enter prod data. Pretty much okay, and that's clear. Okay, so now what I'll do is, because I don't want to close this particular session, okay, I don't want to kill the browser, in my test base under after method I'll just comment out this driver.quit part. Okay, because I don't want to close the session. Okay, and let me copy this particular class name because I should update my testengine.xml. Okay, because in earlier testengine.xml we were executing the error related class, right? You see error test motorcycle, right? And I should put my end-to-end test motorcycle part. Great. And did I annotate it with @test? Yes, it is. Okay, so that is pretty simple, right? So see how readable it is. So there are basically abstraction in between your actual locators test data, and this is kind of more readable, right? Let us execute. We'll say if there are any failures, we'll try to debug them. Okay, clicked on motorcycle. Okay, great. It is filling the data. It is not filling the data in number of seats. Let's see. Let's wait for the failure. Okay, it is failed, and let's analyze why it is failed. Okay, I should be able to see the result in my extent report as well. Let me refresh. Okay, and I see the exception as it says no such a element, unable to locate the element with number of seats. Okay, hash number of seats, that means id number of seat is not found. Let me where it was. Okay, let me go here and number of seats. Let me inspect. Let me dock it to bottom. Number of seats. and its ID was number of seats motorcycle. Okay, I don't know how I did picked it wrong. It should be number of seats motorcycle. Okay, and that should be on enter vehicle data page. Enter vehicle data, and I got this on, oh yeah, number of seats. Yeah, here, number of seats. Okay, I did corrected them. Let me rerun. Great, this time it has selected. And okay, so this list price is basically, there is some condition, it should be more than 500, so I should change it. I should update the list price. And what I did is I just clicked on enter insurance data, right? But I forgot to like use the method called as click on next button, right? So I should update my test case as well. Let me go into and test. Okay, and first let me update, and under this it should be, where under this 444, let me make it as, let's say, 600. Okay, and in my actual test case, like once I fill the vehicle data, what should I do is I should click on next button. That is what I forgot. Click on next button. Great. Once I enter insurance data, I should click on next. Once I enter prod data, I should click on next. Okay, should be good now. Let us run. Yeah, so now it is working, and that's fine. So it is entering some wrong data, because here it is entering 0202. It should be something like this. Okay, why it is entering 02? Okay, I'll figure out this, why it is entering incorrect data. And at last place it says it should be more than 2 character, so I should correct the data. Okay, and here date of birth, it says it should be more than, like in between 18 to 1770. Okay, so this is something data issues, right? We can correct them. Now once we enter the data, let me enter the correct data over here. Okay, okay, and you see it has properly selected speeding and other, right? Check boxes work perfectly. Okay, and start date should be 0202. Fine. And once I click on next, now we got this table, right? So in our next video, I'll talk about how we can verify the data from this table. And once we select the data, let's say I have verified the data, and then I have selected in my test case, I have something like okay, then you should check gold plan and click on next, and you should fill this data, and you should be able to send out the code. Okay, and finally you will be navigated to the main page. That's what my test is. Okay, so yeah, so I'll stop this video over here. I'll continue in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.